All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Brothers, Great Millstone, New Orleans, coming at you with another live camp. Before we get started, we're going to give all praises, glory, and fan honors to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakam, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us the truth and rule well. And peace, blessings, and salutations be to the holy elect, as well as those that believe in the gospel and may you endure to the end. Lord willing, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, and we're going to start this camp off getting into some prophecy, man. Because there's a lot of talks out there. It's a lot of, different rumors. Matter of fact, give me in Matthew the 24th chapter. It's a lot of wars, rumors of wars, things that's supposed to happen that's not happening, things that's not supposed to happen happening, So we can see that the time is at hand, We'll start me on the better affairs. And 6 should be
24. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Right. It said ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, man. All right. But see what?
But see, so like it says, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See that ye be not troubled.
See that ye be not troubled, man. All right. Because these things must happen. These things must come to pass. There's going to be another small, proxy wars that break out. All right. But all of these proxy wars are going to lead to what? The big one. You have different alliances, which NATO, the EU, you got the BRICS, and you can see it's basically two sides that's going to clash, man. All right. You got three superpowers, which is America, Russia, China. All right, but you have two superpowers, that combine together on one end, and they're funding, Iran, Russia's funding Ukraine, and you basically got America fighting the war on two fronts with Ukraine and the JOOs, man, And this is why I said, see, you be not troubled, because what? Keep going.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yep.
And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places.
Keep going.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Right, and we're seeing nation rising up against nations, man. All right, we're seeing the kingdoms dividing against each other. And here in America, it's a thing that's really being made true on what kind of American are you, man? It says also that there should be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, which earthquakes been going the hell off, man. I think it was like 1,000 earthquakes in a day or some shit, last week. Y'all brothers, correct me if I'm wrong, It was like, I think it was like 10,000 earthquakes in a week. Or it was like 1,000 in a day, something, something like that, right? But pestilences, they got down from eating vegetables, you could just catch an explosive diarrhea now, man. Shit ridiculous, bro. But that's to show you that what? We are in the beginning of sorrows. All of these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right. And we're in the stages, the sorrows being the beginning. But as we continue on throughout this year, all right, things are increasing more and more. See? But go ahead.
I just wanted to add on to the mindset of how America's coming with war, and the reasoning why basically they wanted to go to war in the first place with Iran, because Iran basically is basically in between so-called Russia and China and America.
Right.
So if you get Iran, right, it's kind of like going in between a battlefront where you could kind of control both sides. That was the whole point.
Right.
Right. If I can inch closer and closer to your so-called home front, I get advantage.
Yeah.
That's all.
So go ahead. Sorry.
And that was the gameplay. That was the plan from Jump Street. They said, hey, if I get here, then I got all because they trying to take Greenland, South America, the United States itself. If I get to Iran, well, it's almost game over, But you got.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing with the whole plot with Ukraine. Them getting that green light to go ahead, and start the wage war on Russia. because we want to become a NATO country. And Putin was like, you know, you're not about to initiate a NATO country in my backyard, man. So just like you were saying, the inch closer and closer, that's what America's playing that same chess game, man. You know, but
And it also allows them to basically be separate
yeah,
because they already have the BRICS alliance, the BRICS nations. So now Iran and there's all these other countries that's more neutral. They can say, hey, look, you know, we know you're tired of, you know, Israel. We know you're tired of the United States, you know, coming up against you. Okay, using their currency to put sanctions on you or whatever they can do to hurt you. You just come and join us. You don't have to deal with that now, right? You know, our currency, right? We have a so-called a CBDC, a digital currency, but it's backed by gold. You know what I'm saying? So you're not, and we're gonna play fair, man. We're gonna get you what you need, you know. So if you got China, Russia, and these other superpowers, so to speak, all on one team, and they're just inching closer and closer to the home front of America. The only thing that separates America from there is a body of water,
yeah,
and you know,
yeah, man. And when you can't understand the geopolitical things that's going on in the world, you know, and filter them through the scriptures, you can't really understand the prophecies on what's going to happen in World War III, man. All right, with the whole like this brother going into the different land masses and things. Give me Joel 2, you know, to show the actual land mass where World War III is going to take place.
Yep.
The prophecy taken in Revelation that you know the Euphrates rivers are going to dry up so that the troops can cross over. You grab that, you know. So you got to understand it's 2 and like 22, Joel 2, 20, 20, 20, yeah, 20, yeah. You know, brother can hold on that. We could just roll with that right now. So, okay.
2 and 20.
Yeah.
Job 2 and 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army.
Right. And which the Northern Army consists of who? America, man. All right. The land of the North, the Northern Army. All right. All these prophecies talk about the North, the Northern, the Northern, the Northern. It's talking about America here in the Northern Hemisphere, man. All right. Go ahead.
And will drive him into a land barren and desolate.
Right. A land barren and desolate is what? Them sands over there, man. All right. This is no crops. There's nothing growing over there. It's just heat and dust, man. All right. Go ahead.
With his face toward the east sea.
Which represents the what? The Persian Gulf. When you look at a geopolitical map, all right, and basically we're talking about the land of Saudi Arabia, all right. When you look at the Persian Gulf, you look at the east, the actual map, the EC, all right, that's the Persian Gulf. Go ahead.
And his hinder part,
Hindermost.
let's see hinder part.
Oh, my bad. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's hinder.
It says, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, and his thing shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things.
Right. And that's talking about the Red Sea, man. You know? So that's the mass, all right, over America, all right, World War III is going to happen over there in them lands of Saudi Arabia, you know? And that's why troops are constantly, I seen some shit last week that, you know, they sending like 60,000 more troops. But that's not on the mainstream news, the mainstream news, man. You know? Go ahead, you want to say something?
yeah, I was gonna say when you look at where's the Strait of Hormuz at?
Yeah.
It's in the Persian Gulf, basically.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Persian Gulf leads out, and what do? They got a so-called basically you have a certain amount of water that you own on both sides.
Mhm.
So you got one side, you have Iran, and the other side you got Amman
Mhm.
or whatever, and they're playing ball together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're making it hard for everybody else. You know?
And that's what the whole idea was. You got Trump on the internet screaming, open the fucking straight, man. You know?
Crazy.
Because that's what's going on. Iran is controlling that thing. Whether the news telling you or the U.S. seizing ships, right? Or the U.S. doing this, the U.S. doing that. No, man. Iran is controlling that shit. You know, and they begging and pleading for America to invade it, man. You know? Because when you look at that that land mass over there in Iran, it's fucked up. Hey, man, you try to get boots on the ground over there, I guarantee you, them people gonna fuck you up, man. Straight up.
Yep.
You know? When you go into the different what's the oh man, Is it Carter Island or something like that? I might be thinking about something
Oh,
else.
it's like Karag or something like
KHR,
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I know.
It's shit like that. It's like the entrance to the best way to try to get to Iran. That shit is like thousands of feet high, man.
Right.
You know,
It's a death trap.
it's a death trap. And which why that's the case in point. If this was '05, you know, they would have been winning that mug, you know.
Yes.
Like Bush went Iraq, they would have been winning them, you know. But it's different. You see? But
And another thing is, when they take them troops over there, the so-called Marines and all you different whatever type officers they're gonna send over there, man. You know, Israel's not coming, right? They already said they're gonna watch overtly.
Yeah.
Which means we're gonna oversee you go in there, and we're gonna give you your targets, but we not coming.
Yeah.
Israel already said we're gonna defend the home front. We're not going with y'all. So your troops are gonna be led like sheep to the slaughter, man.
Yeah.
When you look at Iran and its regions, it's very mountainous,
Yeah.
right? It's nothing but hills and mountains all over the place, right? So they just prepare, man. Right? No people live there all their lives, man. You don't have a shot. You don't have a chance in hell, man.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah, back you up. The funny thing about it is they the one who started it. They the one that got beat with Iran.
Yes.
But we not gonna fight them. We gonna let you fight them. We gonna watch you get your ass whooped.
Well, that's what they did with the last three previous administrations. This nigga BB, he done went to Bush, he went to Obama, and he went to Sleepy Joe, man. And your dumbass was the only one that fell for us. Iran has nuclear weapons. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. You've been saying that shit for damn near going on a year now, man. 20, you know? Shit.
And he did the same thing with what? The other countries that was weak at the time. Korea. He said, well, we don't want y'all with, this so-called nuclear power, man. Why? Why they can't have it? You got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's you want to fight so-called fire with fire. You know what I'm saying? I'm not I'm not a so-called firearms guy, but I believe in how you gonna fight somebody that does have a so-called firearm if you don't have one, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's the nature of how things go, man. You know, and this is the weak basically saying that they're strong. Ultimately,
Go ahead with that.
That is Joel 3:9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Right. They saying, telling you, prepare your mind for war. Get back in that warlike spirit. All right. Proclaim this, ye among the Gentiles, the heathens, man. All right. Prepare war. Let all the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near and let them come up. And it also to tell you what, let the weak say I'm strong. Like this brother went into Korea, they kept testing them nukes, man, them ICBMs. It was falling short. Everybody laughing at him, calling him Rocket Man. Has lost his mind again. Now he got some shit. It's gonna touch, and ain't nobody laughing no more. You see, that's the weak saying I'm strong. These other nations that were scared of America, they are out here talking shit against them now, man. You got Spain, which is actually a NATO ally. They refuse to let America use their airspace, man. If I'm your ally, why would I not let you use my airspace? Because these other nations are getting tired of your ass, man. Because all you've done during your whole rule on the planet Earth is continuously wage war, man. In the name of democracy, in the name of liberation, right? You told the people of Iran when you first raised the war on them that we gonna free them. But it don't look like they're being free. You had the funeral for what's the dude name, bro?
what happened?
Supreme leader.
Kamani.
Yeah.
You had the funeral and all you saw was a chance of DTA, man.
That was you talking about from back then, a couple of years ago?
No.
Or just recently?
It's most
Okay.
Yeah. It was like last week
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
But even the one previously before that, it was like what, 20 years ago?
Like it's like 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, well before the
Talking about
previous
Soleimani, right?
Soleimani, yeah, it's supreme leader.
Mhm.
You know, same thing, big ass funeral, DTA, man. Them people don't want your goddamn help. You see, but this is what's the read that scripture, bro, because the hammer of the earth is getting ready to be broken, man. You know, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 50, starting at 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. Verse 23.
Oh,
How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
mhm.
How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Read it again, bro. We were at 50 and what? Yeah, go ahead. Read it from 22. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Jeremiah 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land
mhm.
and of a great destruction.
A sound of battle is in the land. All right. A sound of great destruction. You see? So it's not gonna be no games being played. And we was going into yesterday. Bloodiness, war. It's gonna get bloody, it's gonna get ugly, it's gonna get messy, man.
Yes.
These people told you that in 2023. Well, you're getting ready to see it come to a full fruition, man. And even here on the home soils of America. You know, give me Isaiah 47. Keep going.
Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder?
Mhm.
And
Who's the hammer? Who's the hammer of the whole earth? Who's going around installing the military bases? All right, real quick, look up for me to see how many bases America got around the globe. You know, I think it's like 700 something.
Yeah, 7.
You know, who's went around doing that for the entire reign on the planet Earth? You, okay? You Americans, man. You elite leaders that live over there in Britain, all right? You orchestrated the whole thing, you see? But now your hammer is being broken, man. All right? The mightiness that they use, you still in that Revelation 16?
Yeah, I'm still.
Give me that with the 3 unclean spirits,
Okay, come.
you know? Because I be going to America is nothing but the military might of the elites, man. That's their whoop. That's what they use to whoop these other nations into subjection. All right. You go into the financials. That's all controlled over there in Britain, man. All right, London. You see? Go ahead, brother.
You want me to start one up with the, or you just want me to get the point?
You can do whatever you want.
This is Revelation 16 verse 12, and this is backing up something we said earlier.
Mhm.
It reads, it says, and the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
Mhm.
Right. So that was going back into what we was talking about earlier with the Joel 2 and 20.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, the great river Euphrates being dried up, so all those different nations could have an easy access to World War III, man. You know, to the Battle of Armageddon. Okay. Verse 13. And it says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs.
Right. And what you go into those 3 unclean spirits, and speaking about the Vatican, all right, which they used to push basically the control through religion,
Mhm.
right? You have the Washington D.C. Like I said earlier, that's their military power. That's what they use, all right, to whoop these other nations into subjection, all right, because that's all America has done throughout their reign on the planet Earth, man. All right, it's a tool for the elites to whoop these nations into subjection, which is why you can see that they don't have no use for America anymore, right? That's why we're going spearheading, spiraling down straight into World War III, you know. And what's the last one? London, yeah, which they control the banks, all right, the International Monetary Fund, all of those things is ran through London, man, the whole financial thing, which is why when they have the setup for the MOTB, where's the home base going to be? In London, man, all right, that's going to be the main center, all right, I forget the exact term, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, the main hub, you know, the biggest data center, the biggest, you know, whatever. It's gonna be right there in London, man. You know, that was more.
Yeah, that was more. And it says, I'm gonna read it again. It says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon
Right, which represents the ancient Roman Empire. Go ahead.
and out of the mouth of the beast.
Now, who's the beast? NATO. All right. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization and these nations that are a part of it, man. Go ahead.
And out of the mouth of the false prophet.
Right. Which represents who? The Vatican, man. The Rome. All right. That was it.
The next verses.
Keep going.
It says, for they are the spirits of devils, working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole earth to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty.
Yeah, man. They tell you these go forth unto the kings of the earth to gather the whole world. You see, showing you that these things are what's govern the whole entire world, man. These three unclean spirits. You see? And they all working in cahoots to do what? Go forth into that great mighty day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, World War III, you know. What I'm saying that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that lets you know that the Lord is at complete control, man.
Mhm.
And you people are nothing but just a laughing stock to the Lord, man. Because you got the prophets out on the highways and hedges telling you exactly what's gonna happen. You hear it, and you know it's basically gonna happen, and you're still pursuing forward with the agenda of Yahweh Bashim Shah.
Yeah.
You think that they would say, hey, even if these guys aren't right, let's not do this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put certain contingencies in place so it won't happen.
Yeah.
But they can't.
You sit in that Jeremiah 50, get it, keep reading 24, because it's gonna tell you. That's why we always tell you that the Most High got you in a trick bag, man. You know, your pride is lifted up so high to where you think you're doing these things on your own. Well, you're leading yourself to your own destruction, man. These devils really think after World War III, they're gonna, come out of the they show you in them different movies. Who's that movie? The show, The 100.
Oh yeah, the one.
You know?
Yeah.
After the destruction, they came down, and try to reestablish the planet again. They really think they're gonna achieve these things, man.
Satellites.
You know? Hiding the space stations, hiding, these underground bunkers. Well, you can't escape nuclear destruction in an underground bunker, man. You know? Go ahead, bro. Put that Jeremiah.
Jeremiah 3 and 50 and 23.
Mm-hmm.
How is the hem of the whole earth cut?
24. You read that already.
I ain't finished.
Oh, so I can go ahead, my bad.
How is the hem of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon.
Yeah, the Lord said, hey, man, I laid a snare for you. Ain't nothing better than watching somebody fall into a trap. They're in the maze, and you got a little string that's leading them through the maze, and then you make them go into this little part, then they turn around, and then boom, fall into the trap. There's nothing funnier than that, man. Go ahead.
Thou was not aware,
Mm-hmm.
thou art found and also caught,
Yep.
because thou hast striven against the Lord.
Yeah, because you strove against the Lord, man. You tried to upset prophecy, you tried to change things. But like I said, the Most High got you in a trick bag, man. Everything that you're doing is working forward towards your own demise. All right? It's working forward closer and closer to your own destruction. All right? Talking to you Babylonians, man. All right, what you modern day Americans. All right? Keep going, all right?
Fine.
We're gonna get that word armory.
Verse 25. Yahweh had opened his armory
Mhm.
and had brought forth the weapon of his indignation.
Right. The Lord Yahweh had opened up his armory. Get that word armory for me. All right. And had brought forth the weapons of his indignations, man. Which goes into the Lord's righteous anger. All right. Because the Lord got a right to be angry with you niggas, man. All you heathen nations. You got it?
Yeah, that's that word armory in the Blue Letter Bible. The outline of biblical usage. For the pronunciation, it says Osar. But the outline of biblical usage, just straight to the point, it says magazine of weapons.
Yeah, a magazine of weapons, man. The Lord done, he done, oh, you know how Jake get up, hear some shit, they go and hit the button, dee, 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 dee.
Yeah.
Open that fucking door, and it's just, they got guns up there, rocket launchers over there.
Exotic shit.
Yeah, crazy shit, grenades right here, EMPs, what you call them, stun grenades, concussions. That's what the Lord has done to you, man. He opened up the magazine of weapons, man. All right. And he gonna save the best one for last, which is when y'all that briefcase that you got chained to your wrist. He gonna have you say, "Hey, we need to do it. Open it up." Yes, sir, Mr. President. They gonna click. What's the codes? Confirm. Confirmation. Confirmation. And that's all you're gonna see, man. You know, and that's gonna be the end of Babylon. That's gonna be the end of this age, man. All right, you finish it out, huh?
Come. Just back in Jeremiah 50 and 25. Yahweh had opened his armory and brought forth the weapon of his indignation. For this is the work of Yahweh power host in the land of the Chaldeans.
Right. And why did they use the word Chaldeans? All right, it spoke about Babylon, right? But why did they come down and say, "Oh, the Chaldeans"? Yeah, because the Chaldeans were known for their what? Their witchcraft, man. All right, their sorceries. You see, and America have adopted those same ways. They done stole the everybody's sorcery and then witchcraft. They done stole it and made it their own, man. You know, the Egyptians, the Chaldeans, you know, Ham, you know, they done made everybody's sorceries their own, right? And that's why the Lord chose that word Chaldeans right there, man. You know, but brothers, we got it. Go ahead, bro. You got something?
This is Job 18 and verse 5. And this is speaking on Esau Edom, all right? It says, "Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him." Right. So going into basically what this brother was talking about, you know, his wickedness, his witchcraft, his sorcery. Okay, all of those things are going to be over with, man. It's going to be done for. Okay.
Stand on with that, Jimmy.
So yeah, man, this man is not going to have anywhere to run, anywhere to hide. Okay. It said basically his tabernacle is going to fall, man. His council is going to fall. His council shall not stand, which means when the president and his different delegates go to try to think of a way to get out of this problem or this situation, like I said before, the think tanks coming together, you know, trying to figure out the situation, it's not going to happen, man. Right? The nukes are going to come, they're going to hit, and it's going to be flawless. Okay. All right. It says verse 7, it says, "The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his counsel shall cast them down." It says, "For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare." Right, man. So the scriptures go through and through about this devil basically casting a snare, a trap, you know, for the Israelites, you know, the other nations. Okay, well, the Lord is going to cast a net for him, right? The trapper is going to get trapped, you know, with his own trap. It's right. It says, "The jinn shall take him by the heel," which is another form of a trap. And it says, "And a robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him on the ground, and a trap for him in the way." Yeah, kind of. So yeah, man. Just like I was saying earlier, man, that the trap is laid for the trapper, right? The jinn, okay, the snare, right? It's gonna catch this man. It's gonna catch this devil, right? And the scriptures tell you it's gonna catch him off guard too, because he also thinks he's gonna perform, right? Basically his enterprise, right? He's gonna be his belly. He think he's gonna be full, which full.
Gotta get that.
Okay, come.
Number chapter over.
Yeah, come.
Scroll one page over in 20.
Yeah, there's all right, 22. Yeah, this is Joel 20 and verse 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits."
Right. Oh,
Job. Oh, my bad. Job 20 and verse 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits."
right. Now, what's the fullness of his sufficiency? Now, speaking of him accomplishing his NW0, having everybody get tagged, all right, so he can track, trace, and watch you, you know, so that you could become his servant, his slave. Oh, I own that now. Why? Because your mindset is to be the Most High. You know, you want to count how many hairs we got on our head, you know,
Control our thoughts.
you want to control our thoughts.
On our spirit.
Yeah. And they show you in that movie Upgrade. I don't know if y'all brother seen that. When that dude took that tag, man, he turned into a whole different nigga, man.
Right.
He was paralyzed and went and just started. Hey, he started killing shit. You know?
And he was flawless in it too.
Yeah.
All his movements was perfect. The thing had him, is crazy, man.
Talking to him, telling him what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But that's what this devil wants to accomplish, right? But it says he's going to be in straits, which that's STRAIT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means the narrow, okay? Being in a position of difficulty, because you're going to have the Americans, you're going to have people across the globe rebelling against this ideology, rebelling against this MOTB, you know? When it's being made mandatory, when this is the only way that you're going to be able to buy, sell, trade, live, man, you know? In order to go to work, you're gonna have to have it. You see? In order to pay your bills, you're gonna have to log into the system, scan, right? This is what people are gonna rebel against, man. And you have a lot of these what you call them? These patriot Edomites that's not with the shits, man.
Right.
You know? Jake don't give a damn. But you got a lot of these people that's ready to stand up and fight for their constitutional right, which is going to lead to 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, right? Which is going to lead to Isaiah, the 19th chapter. You see? Being in that position of difficulty, man. You know? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, the people are already rebelling against the things he's doing now, right? What makes him think that he's gonna come up with a one world government, a one world religion, and everybody be tracked and traced? Who wants to live like that? That's not living, man.
Like the scripture say, he's trying to set a trap for everybody.
Yeah.
He played both sides of the field.
Mhm.
That's why you had white supremacists come down to DC and let them march through.
Yeah.
And them saying, look, I'm still with y'all. Don't worry about it. But they don't realize, hey, he set the trap. But
Yeah.
what's gonna happen once they do? They gonna be the ones that fight against him.
Mhm.
Because they think they get Jake.
Yeah.
No, he about to get somebody to look exactly like him.
Yeah. No, they know who they getting, man. They said Obadiah that they slanders down all mother son. If they did that, it's just talking about Esau and Jacob, right? If they did that, that same spirit is still on them Edomites, man. They don't give a fuck about their own people. Ain't no way I'm on top and I'm hoarding all the riches to myself, man. A certain nation only has responsibilities to be cared for, but you gotta call yourself a JEW, man. And you gotta wear a small hat. You gotta have a big ass nose, man. When you got your own people, these regular everyday average Joe Blow Edomites, 6-pack, beer drinking, cigarette smoking, Confederate flag wearing, 50-inch tires with the lifting truck, Carolina rank,
Great, yeah.
what the shit is that they chew? The tobacco, Copenhagen. You got your Copenhagen 1000 in their mouth. Yeah, piece of shit.
Right.
That's your people, man.
Yes.
And they over there living in goddamn sewages, man. What you call them things? Not porta potties, the other ones, the
Shacks or
the
something.
pits. No, they look like a port. It's that right there. What you call that shit, bro?
A trailer.
A trailer, man.
Yeah.
You got your own people living in trailers, man. There's no way in hell that if I'm on top of the world and I have so much money that I can't even make up a number for it to exist with, that I'm gonna have my own people, which y'all all Edomites. Yeah, you got Amalek, but y'all all Edom, man. All of y'all going into slavery together. You see? But that's why we always call them two-time losers. Because you just totally lost. There's no way in hell if I'm an Edomite and I know that my people are Edomites, that I'm gonna have them out there on the corners with signs saying anything helps. You think in the kingdom of Israelite gonna be on the corner saying anything helps, man? No. It told you with Solomon that Bathsheba, she thought that the doorkeeper was Solomon, man. Iced out, decked out, Why? But no, not you Edomites though, man. Because you heaped everything into yourself. Right? Go ahead, bro.
Right. I got more. And, I wanted to say, just like, basically what this brother's saying, the Zeist, I'll say that, basically the big, the rich elite, okay, the banking families that own everything, they wasn't really counting on their own people to wake up and say, hey, hold on, this is our kingdom too as well. So where's our inheritance, right? Yeah, we got a so-called supplemental inheritance through the what they call it, the Homestead Act
Yeah.
or whatever. So after slavery was done, we received basically a payment, what will be a so-called reparation for us losing our slaves, man. You know what I'm saying? But we want more.
Right.
You guys have everything. We want more. Okay. And a rich elite is showing them that we don't, like you said, we don't give a damn about you, man. We don't care. Right? You're nothing to us. Okay. All right.
This is Ecclesiastes 14:5. He that is evil to himself,
I was so
to whom will he be good? He shall not take.
Hold on, brother. He that is evil unto himself, to whom will he be good? We talking about the same people that poison the air they gotta breathe.
Yep.
Poison the food that they have to eat. In the name of science, man. This is not any medical information. All right? Keep going.
God. He shall not take pleasure in his goods.
Mhm.
Which shows you. Esau, like you said, you can't even take pleasure in the food you come. That's poison.
Yeah.
The air you breathe is poison. The water you drink is poison. But your whole life is based around just poison.
Yeah. You just a goddamn
Snake.
I'm trying to find a word for it, bro. Odious. Odious. Odious, man.
I got one.
Wait, what you got?
Yeah, bring that up.
Bring that up. On time.
Chapter 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
Behold, it starts right there. Here's the posh. All right. From where he was formed is lifted up and it's not right in him, man. Like the scripture said, who can make straight? You about to get that?
I was about to get it.
All right. You get it. I ain't gonna pull it. Go ahead.
I'll show you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. It says, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine. He is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathered unto him all nations, and heaped unto him all people. And that's a straightforward characteristic of this devil. It says he is as death. And that's why we call him the CANCER of the earth.
Yeah.
Right? It says, what else it says? It says he keep it at home. It says neither keep it at home. And the brothers was going into how he try to, go to all these other nations, come crouching, stab him in the back, he try to heap everything to himself. He's just a serpent, bro. He's just a serpent. It says, who enlarges his desire is hell, and it says death and cannot be satisfied. It can't be satisfied, no matter how much resources that he gathered and that he obtained. He wants more. Now he don't even want the resources. He wanna control the food. He wanna take seeds out of food.
Yeah.
Like who thinks of this?
I seen a dude breaking it down when he was saying like when there's no more seeds left to regenerate the fruit, all we're gonna have left to eat is genetically modified.
Yep.
You got it.
Time. And it says, but gathered unto him all nations and heaped unto him all people. And that's ultimately his goal, what the brother was going into, the Job 20, right? He want to gather everyone, keep everyone to himself, and he want to control the minds and the spirit of everybody. He want to set himself on high like he the most high. All right, but that's the devil for you. And the only person who fits the description is the so-called white people, man, the Edomites.
Especially you elite bankers, man. Because America is nothing but a corporation. All right. The United States of America, it should have an INC and a dot next to it. right? That's why it's set up as like a company we set up. You got a president, you got a vice president, you got a secretary, you got the treasury, you know. All of these different positions are the same way a regular company would be set up. You got the CEO, the CFO, you know, to show that America is nothing but a corporation. The president is being controlled by the actual business owners, man. You see? But when you look at their track record, it's nothing but rape, rob, and murder. That's why I said he is as that. You look at, like the brother always said, man, you look at the track record of the so-called white man, it's a bloody trail that follows him, man. Everywhere he walks, it's just blood that's just following. You see? That's why I tell you in Ezekiel the 35th chapter, because thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, man. You know? We had Nahum. You was done?
Kind of done.
It's Nahum 3:1. Walk to the bloody city.
Hmm?
It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not.
And what's the bloody city, man? It's talking about us. We're the bloody city. Right? America, it's a bloody city. This place was begotten, installed as America through what? Through blood, man. You had the northern kingdom here. You had the Gadites, the Reubenites here, man. You know? Issachar. You know? You took the Puerto Ricans and turned them into slaves, man. You see? It's a bloody city. And it's a lot of blood that's on your hands that you're going to have to pay for. You know? Now jump to 4 for me.
It's Nahum 3:4. Because of the multitude of thy whoredoms, of the well-favored harlot.
Who's the well-favored harlot? It's talking about America. All right? Go ahead.
The mistress of witchcraft that settled nations through her whoredoms,
There's 7 nations through a harlot. Go ahead.
and family through her witchcraft.
Keep going.
Behold, I am against thee, said Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts, and upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
And what's that? That's why these kingdoms are starting to hate this whore now. Right? Because they're seeing her nakedness. They're seeing her for what she truly is. You know? She had on a beautiful red dress. Right? When you start lifting that dress up, them legs wasn't shaved, man. You know? Start to inch your fingers closer and closer between them thighs. You know, it's odd. Put your hands to your mouth. It'll smell too pleasant. You know? Shit. You know? Reeking. Right? But that's what's happening. These people truly seeing America for what she is. Which is why your own people are going to turn on you. Right? And these other nations that you're in alliance with are going to turn on you. Right? Your brothers have anything?
This is Proverbs real quick, 29 and verse 10. It says, the bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. Right, man. So just like the brother was saying, man, you know, these people are basically, you know, are bloodthirsty people. He won't be satisfied with unaliving X amount of people. He's got to have more and more and more. That's why I say that his desire is as hell, man. Right? And is as death, you know, like the brother
It said, it's like it said, neither can he be satisfied.
right.
You know? Good.
Right. He has basically a insatiable appetite, you know, that won't be put out unless the Lord does it, man. You know, which we know Yahweh Shemal Shai, Yahweh's going to send back his son Yahweh Shai to do just that, man. You know, it says that this place keeps going on, no flesh will be saved. You know.
Keep going, bro.
God, what's it on that Job? I mean, on that.
Oh, yeah. Finish that out. Yeah.
Oh no, I got the Job.
Yeah. That's what I said. Finish it out. I forgot you.
This is Job 20 and verse 22. I'll start.
And real quick, all these precepts come from them being in a position of difficulty.
You
see? Go ahead.
And it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly.
Right. So he's eating. Right? You took a couple bites. Now you're getting to that point. Like, I'm done half the plate. My belly almost full. Right? This is speaking metaphorically about him accomplishing his NWO, because he's gonna get a good bit of shit done. Some people gonna get chipped, Some people ain't. Some people gonna get put to death, right? Some people gonna get down with the system, right? Be fully installed in it and exist perfectly. He gonna establish a social credit, you know, have all the banks online for straight digital currency. You see, have the flock, the emotional surveillance, and everything else set up, man. Right? So he's gonna eat a little bit. Keep on.
It says, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
Right. So in those times when he's eating, they think everything all's good. Oh, everything's going according to plan. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Shit's gonna start going left, man. Gotta think these nations are already gonna be at war. You know, World War III is you know, damn they're gonna be breaking out. I'm talking about fully. Because we understand Yahushua has to make his return during the middle of World War III. All right? Like we read earlier in the Joel 2. And that landmass over there. Okay? Go ahead.
Con. And it says, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
While he's trying to fulfill that NWO. That's why we always say we can't get out of here until the MOTV is fully implemented, until it's made mandatory. Because that's when the Lord will destroy your ass, man. That's when your house side will come back and get us. You see? Go ahead.
Con. I'm gonna go to this Job 18:11 small paragraph.
Okay.
This is Job 18:11. It says, terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. Right. So this is basically, Esau, Edom. Remember, he's going to come with his witchcraft, right? His technology, technocracy, right? The Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies. He's going to make. He's merging everything all into one system, right? But just like what the brother was saying, the Lord is going to come back and destroy his plans, man. But before that, he's going to be, tripping out. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to get everything situated. Right? And it said he's going to be driven to his feet, man, which the feet is the hint, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's falling and he's trying to stop himself from falling, but he can't.
Yeah.
And it reads, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and his destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. It says his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and shall bring him to the king of terrors.
Who's the king of terrors? So you're gonna find out the hard way. You're gonna see the Lord for who he truly is, man. That terrible demon-like power outside you. But keep going in the other one, bro. Let's finish that off.
Con. Job 20:24, it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall.
Well, this is talking about the nuclear missiles coming out of the silos. All right. It said he shall flee and what?
He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Keep going.
It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him.
Right, which goes into the nuclear fission, man. Because when you look at a nuclear missile, it requires no oxygen. All right. It's a straight, man, I forget the exact term, not a hydrogen bomb, but it just requires no oxygen. Can you imagine detonating a missile that don't need oxygen? They say if you see a flash, you're lucky. Most people not gonna see anything.
I would really be the person that not see the flash. You see the flash, you know it coming. You don't see it, you just out again.
But even if you do see it, this shit gonna go so fast. They say if you see it, you're lucky. Because most people not even gonna see it. That's why I say many shall think of themselves to be in a good case. In 2 Ezra the 16th chapter. Right? Those that consent to him shall be in derision. Because you're gonna have people that take the MOTB, think everything gonna be all good, and they 15-minute city going around being all lollygaggy, having a great time. And then all you're gonna see is just a dust and a smell of smoke, man. This place is gonna be totally eviscerated off the planet Earth. All right, that was it, right? They got more. Go ahead.
It says, it shall go ill with him
Mhm.
that is left in his tabernacle.
Yeah.
Uh, verse 27 says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Right?
You read it all the way out. So
God. It says, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed unto him by God.
Yeah, this is the portion of a wicked man. All right. He wicked. This is the point of your portion. It says it shall go with him that is left in his tabernacle. Ain't gonna be, hey man, it's gonna go ill with you and your whole house, man. It tell you in Obadiah, even after you serve your 1,000 years, there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. You see? So the Lord is coming back to cut off the son, the nephew, all right, the whole remnant, man. You see? Anybody's got anything?
I can get that if you want me to get it.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Roll call. Yeah. Revelation 18. Go ahead. You got something?
I had or something.
Bring it on. It's all good.
Isaiah 14. I'll start at 21. Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. That kills them. They like to say we didn't do it.
We didn't do it.
Right?
You was the right fucking leader back
Yeah.
then, man.
Well, if you didn't do it, you're gonna pay for what your forefathers did. And we know that you were your forefathers, so you
Yeah.
did do it.
It
Technically.
makes perfect sense according to the scripture.
Yep.
We paying for what our forefathers did. Why? Because we were our forefathers.
Yep.
You see? Do a little something people don't understand. It's called reincarnation, man. But go ahead.
Yep. That they do not rise nor possess the land,
Mhm.
nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Mhm.
For I will rise up against them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, said the Lord.
Right. What's this importance of this is because it cuts off the line of the men. Once you understand the men carry the seed. Once you a man and you have a son, your son have a son, they continue to carry the seed. But once a man have 2 daughters, ain't no more seed. That's the end of your lineage, man. Well, that's what the Lord is saying he's doing. He's cutting your lineage off, man. No? Go ahead with that. Whatever that works out. Now get the Revelation 18. Wait.
It's Job 27 and verse 13. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword.
Yeah. So if you see octuplets being born and they all Edomites, just know the Lord rushed them niggas out of the spiritual realm to catch that judgment, man. Go ahead.
And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep.
Right, Con. So, man, this double is basically going to fall out of power. The Lord's going to take his lineage line away from him. Like the brothers were saying, no more seed, okay, to carry on. All right, he's going to be put in a low position, and it even says his widows won't even weep for him, man. Right after they done lost their so-called husbands or children or whatever the case may be, man, they're just going to be looking for an Israelite to be with.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't have no desire to their husbands anyway.
Right.
Their husband might have desire, but their husband don't have desire for them. They won't go get rawed out by the Jake, man. I'm talking about rawed all the way out. They don't have no desire for the Edomite man. Hey man, the Edomite man is done. That rulership, that whole power wave of them having us from the time they put us in slavery up until now, All right, that shit is over with. You had a terrible run, by the way. All right, you had a terrible run, the worst run in history. Who gets the blue of heaven? All right, who gets the blessing of rule the planet Earth and just totally fuck it up, man? Totally destroyed the Earth. That's a terrible run, man. You know. But that was it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
You got something? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 8, even at 18 we had.
It kind of fast. Yeah. Give me
I got something.
you got something else?
This Isaiah 14:4. And thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how has the oppressor ceased? How has the golden city ceased? The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the ruler. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger, he is persecuted and none hindered. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet, they break forth with singing. Yeah, the fir tree rejoiced at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou hast laid down, no feather has come up against us. And I brought that out to show that once y'all are totally destroyed from the earth, then the earth gonna really have true peace, because they the ones who keep people from even existing in earth in the beginning. Because they always behind the wars, they always getting shit started with other nations. They force people to follow their ways. So once we finally put them out, guess what? This world will have that true peace that we talked about yesterday. Because all other nations gonna listen. It's just them that won't.
Yeah, but the scriptures tell you that he was given power to take peace from the earth, man.
Right.
You know, so that was his, basically his, his whole MO, right?
Get that in Revelation 6:4.
Not just that. Remember, that's why the Lord asked me, why would you take my statutes in your mouth when you didn't want to follow? You didn't want to follow orders anyway.
Right. What has thou do to declare my statutes?
Son, you got a rebellious people who's even more rebellious than Jacob, trying to declare the Lord's statutes, and they don't even want to listen.
I got a precept back
Yeah,
there.
that's why the Lord said he hate a poor man that is profitable.
Son,
Because these devils come out of the cliffs of the rocks, the holes in the caves, man, and they get taught how to clean themselves up and become proud. Go ahead, though.
This is Isaiah 26 and verse 10.
Yep.
It says, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not earn righteousness.
Give me that in Wisdom Solid in the second chapter.
In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord, man.
Okay, so that's, it tells you what, man. The Lord showed him favor by doing what? Giving him the earth, right? Letting him be in power, control, and rulership. But while he's in power, what did he do, man? Everything he did was corrupt, wicked, evil, and unrighteous. So in turn, and it said in the land of righteousness, basically, and it says he will not behold, the majesty of the Lord, because you're supposed to give the glory to the Lord in the first place.
Right.
That's what Cyrus did. Cyrus said, well, look what the Lord gave me,
Yeah, man, but you said I did it all myself
Mhm.
because of the pride of thine hearts, man.
yeah, they had that Nebuchadnezzar mindset.
Mhm.
It's me. I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
They about to get that Nebuchadnezzar too.
Yeah, but even Nebuchadnezzar eventually said, man, look, ain't nobody can mess with y'all guys, bro. Basically, he was in the stables that, man, look, your God is the God,
One true living power. What you need to start the time?
Okay, this Wisdom of Solomon 2 verse 1. For the ungodly said reasoning with themselves, but not all right. Our life is short and tedious, and in death of a man there is no remedy. Neither is there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Right. So this is the ungodly. All right. This is the innermost, the thoughts of the wicked, man. All right. How they reason and think within themselves. This chapter shows you that. All right. They said within themselves, all right, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy.
neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Keep going.
Well, don't remember, it just had what Edomite saying, they need to find a cure for their death.
Yeah.
And what's that word remedy? It's a cure. Verse 2, for we are born in all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the movement of our hearts. Verse 3, which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as soft air.
Right, which that's where they get that mindset of you only live once. You know, oh, we just gonna live, we gonna die, and that's it. You just gonna be, your spirit just gonna be staring at a black goddamn wall for the rest of eternity,
Or you gonna come back as a frog.
or you gonna come back as a goddamn frog, man. Or maybe next reincarnation I'll come back as a tree. I might come back as a drop of rain.
Come on, man.
You know, it's just vanity with that mindsets, man.
Because
Why would the Most High create a spirit and only have him live one time? But that's why you think the way you think. That's why you destroy the earth the way you destroy the earth. You know, because you just think, oh, I'm just coming one time and that's it, one and done. You know, that's not the way the scriptures operate. That's not the way the Most High will operate. You see? Go ahead, bro.
back in Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 4, and our names shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in their remembrance.
So that's why they have that mindset of let's do some wicked ass crazy shit. Let's kill and steal and rob as much as we can. Nobody not gonna remember it,
Right.
you know? Keep going.
And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as mist that is driven away with the beam of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning.
Yeah.
For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again.
See, said it's fast sealed so that no man comes again. You only live once. That YOLO mindset. You know, we used to say that shit when we was in a row. YOLO, man, fuck it. You only live once and go do something wicked. You know? But that's the mindset of Esau. And he's pushed that onto the mass majority of the people on the planet Earth, man. You know, especially you Jakes. Oh, ain't no God gonna do that to us. You know?
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. Come on, therefore, and let us enjoy the good things that are present,
There you go. Go ahead.
and let us speedily use the creatures like as in you.
Keep going.
Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ornaments,
Party. Bullshit. Party. Bullshit. Go ahead.
and let no flowers of the spring pass us by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness.
Voluptuousness. All right. Let us go none without his part of voluptuousness. So meaning, let nobody go without having fun in the season. You know, putting up the what you call it, the fun things, the festivities, the rituals, the wicked sacrifices. Oh, we gotta enjoy our voluptuousness, man. You know, go ahead.
Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place.
Yeah.
For this is our portion, and our lot is this.
Yeah. And he's about to get into the nitty gritty on how they enjoy the fruits of their labors, man. You know, go ahead.
Done. Verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age.
Right. So let us oppress the poor righteous man. Who's that? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. This how they get off. They rocks, you know, oppressing the other nations. They see the nation in despair. They're gonna go over there in the name of liberty. All right, take out the person that's supposed to be over them and set up their own person over there and bring them into more subjection, more oppression. You know. Go ahead.
Come. Therefore, let our strength be the law of justice.
Mhm.
For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth.
And that's where their strength lies. Excuse me. That's where their strength lies in their power structure, man. Give me that in first Magnum P. 348. You know, let our strength be the law of justice, which is why they go in these different courtrooms. They sign these papers, these bills, shit, 100 pages long. Well, you didn't know in a bill, if you signed it into power, that they can just spy on the people as much as they wanted. You know, they can just tap your phone, listen to what you're doing, take pictures of what you got in your surrounding area, and you would never know. And it's on your phone, man. You see? But that's what they do around these holiday times, you know, different things, the weekend after the office closed, right? They pass these things, you have no idea about it, you know? Unrighteous decrees, man. Right? Go ahead. Yeah, Isaiah 10.
Right? That is Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 12. Therefore, let us lie and wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn,
Right.
and he is clean contrary to our doing. He'll unbridle us with our
Upbraided us.
he'll upbraided us with our offending the law.
Yeah, man. That's why they despise us. That's how they despise the prophets. All right? Because it says, let us lie and wait for the righteous because he is not for our turn. We not with the shit that you doing, man. You know? So that's why they set up snares and traps, different things, all right, to try to set us up. You see? Why? Because we clean contrary to what they do. We don't think like that. We understand reincarnation. It's the total opposite of having the you only live once mindset. You know? But that's why they've destroyed the earth the way they've destroyed the earth. You see? Go ahead.
Objected he and flocking. And objected to our infamy,
Mm-hmm.
the transgression of our education.
Yep, you going?
He professed to have the knowledge of God, and he called himself a child of the Lord.
Yep, you going?
He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion.
Yeah. And our ways are of another fashion, man. We were made to reprove his thoughts, to show you that the innermost workings of an Edomite, that their thoughts are bugged out. The way they think from the first chapter down to the 12th chapter. All right? The way they operate, the way they move, okay, it's totally off, man. You know? Did you ever get that one with Nate Crooked? The most high that kid you want to get. You know? Yeah, real quick. Get it real quick. Give me that Isaiah 10 while he give it.
Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Right. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, man. All right. These unrighteous decrees, these dealings, the things that they've done, all right, to the, all right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all right, totally unrighteous. The system that they've outlined and set up, okay, the Section 8, EBT, keep going, because it's going to say that they may rob the fatherless and make widows their prey, man. You know, take the man out of the house and remove the family structure from the so-called black man, the Latino man, the Native American man. All right, so they can come in and institute and take care of our, our families, man. As long as the man not there, you see, buying the strong man, which that's not going into that, but we can use that. It applies to it. Go ahead.
Verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
Yeah, to take away the right from the poor of my people, man. It's talking about you Israelites. You see? But that's what they do. Decree unrighteous decrees, man. The legislative branch, right? The laws that they execute, all these things are unrighteous. There's no way in hell I should have a TV with a camera in it so you can watch me watch TV, man. There's no way in hell. That's why I don't got none of that Alexa, them listening devices and shit. Because I know somebody who got a job, right, a work from home job, but they can't have none of those devices in the area that they're working from home in. Why do you think that is? Because they're constantly listening and recording what the hell you doing, man. You know? But who put the laws in place to allow these things to be so? Esau Edom, man. All right. Who put the laws in place to allow the woman to obtain income, all right, or put the man on child support after she kicked him out of the house? Who gave them that mindset? Esau Edom. And all of these things were written into the law. So when they say let our strength be the law of justice, this is what they're talking about, man. All right, in these courtrooms, all right. That's what they're not political, but that's what their power. That's the way they get their power from, man. That's where their power structure derived from. The courtroom, the pen, the paper. All right, that's what they consider the law, not this. Because why? It's clean contrary to their doings, man. You know, but
I was gonna say Jay could have an issue with a woman and she could be flat out wrong,
yeah,
completely lie. But as soon as the cops get there, the police get there, they're gonna side with her instantly, and Jake is getting cut every time, man.
time.
And she could say all kinds of man of crazy stuff, just mad or pissed off that you don't want to listen or do this or you leaving. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, man. You know, and these are the, like the brother saying, these are the different ways that he's basically forward, you know, basically oppressing the people, man. You know?
Yep. I got the got that problem. That's like consider. So go ahead. So Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 13. It says, consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he have made crooked?
All right, like he read earlier, that fail will be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. Right? Who can make straight what the Most High made crooked, man? Nobody. This nigga just came out the womb, ready, born speaking lies, man. You know, but
I want to back that up. This Ecclesiastes 1:15.
Yeah.
That which is crooked cannot be made straight.
that it said that which is crooked cannot be made straight. Go ahead.
And that which is wanting cannot be numbered. He brought that up. No matter what, Esau Edom could never be made righteous, man. He gonna always be evil, gonna always be crooked.
Yeah, man. Hey, there's nothing that he can do about it. He can't help himself. You know, I mean, like, give me that Proverbs 4:16. You know, he's a crack addict. That's my favorite. That's my favorite verse for you, man. I'm an addict for wickedness, man.
This Proverbs 4:16.
Yeah.
For they sleep not, except they have done mischief.
Yeah. So these devils can't even go to sleep. You know, unless they've committed some type of wickedness, man, conspired against us. You know, came up with some new policy. You know, something that's gonna make us fall short of the short we already falling. You know, and they're gonna go say, "Oh, tell the Most High," and hey, look what your people doing. You know, go ahead.
And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Mm-hmm. The sleep is taken away until what? They cause something to fall. 1,015 people died in a mass bombing somewhere. Oh, he's gonna sleep like a baby that night. You know, when that terror happened on Bourbon Street a year or two back, oh, he slept good that night, man. You know,
Hiroshima
Hiroshima.
and Nagasaki probably felt like a wet dream, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When that devil was committing Tulsa massacres and all these different massacres on the so-called blacks, all right, so-called Native Americans, he was going home, getting curled up in the bed, comfortable, with the dog, man.
Yo,
Sleeping good.
yeah, some blood.
And some blood. The blood, yeah, had the blood in the mug, man. But that's what the innermost thoughts of these devils is. And you wonder why the other nations are turning on and hating them. You wonder why.
At some point, it's not, bro, it's you. There's no way everybody and everything hates you.
Yeah.
Even nature hates this devil. He can't even blend in with nature.
Yeah.
The sun hates this devil. Like it's you. You the problem, man.
The animals hate
The
you,
animals.
the birds, the trees, the sun. Hey, even the air hates you, man. You know? The rain don't like you either. Because when it rains, you start smelling like a goddamn wet dog. You know? So it's hard living when you know nothing don't like you, man. That's why I said the ungodly said within themselves, per adventure, our lives are short and we only gonna live once. So let's do whatever the hell we want to do. You know? That's what they said, man. Right? Y'all brothers, go ahead.
I got something.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Come.
Go ahead.
This the back of the point where it said, whenever you get in trouble, you definitely gonna see him now. This is Sirach 12 and verse 17. If adversity
Oh
comes
no. Y'all start up with that.
out in one
Gotcha. You gotta start at about 4.
I thought you were talking about T, no big man.
Yeah, you gotta get that.
This is Sirach 12 and 4.
Because that goes to Wisdom of Solomon. I had thought about it, but I ain't tell nobody to get it.
Give to the godly.
No, sorry. That's 10. I'm trying to see. Let me see something. Start at 5.
Fine. This is Sirach 12 and 5. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly.
Mhm.
Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him, lest he overthrow thee thereby.
Yep.
For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him.
So you can't even help this nigga, man. You know? You can't even help him. It said even if you help him, you're gonna receive twice the evil for all the good you done for him. That's crazy.
Think about it, huh? Cristobal Colon,
Yeah.
when he came over here, he met our brothers, the 10 tribe, what did he say? Man, they'll need you straight off the bat. Let's take a look.
Yeah, kill him.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But that's what happened when you're doing good. What happened? Twice the evil came upon him.
Con,
Now you look at the so-called Gadite tribe. You look at the so-called Reubenites, all right, which is the the Native Americans and the Seminole Indians, man. When you look at them, it's just totally been destroyed as a tribe. Yeah, he did his number on us, but they were here first, living well, right?
help them out, did all that other stuff for them, taught them how to work the land, and what happened? The moment they got the cheese, I tried.
Go ahead, bro. Finish. That's all right.
I just want to add on to your point real quick. For what we talked about, opening up basically the lesson, this devil has set up all kinds of basically so-called peaceable treaties, and he broke every last single one of them. But what is he doing now? Right? We basically see treaty after treaty trying to be set up, and what is he doing? He's basically reneging, whether it be on the U.S. side or on the Israel side. So now we know through the spirit of how Yahweh Shem Shah who the wicked is, man. He's doing the same thing, and he can't help himself, man.
Like I said earlier, he can't sleep. I think I'm gonna break that treaty. That's
Everybody wait on the 10.
waiting on a 10. I see me doing on the best.
They actually done it, though.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
I know. All right. I'll tell him. Reach the deal all right. Go bomb the shit out of the bar. Oh yeah. All right. Good night, Joe. That's what these devils. That's how they think, man. Go ahead, brother.
Because verse 6, this is Sirach 12 and 6. For the Most High hates sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly
Yep.
and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
Yep.
give unto the good and help not sinners.
Jump to 10.
Done. This is Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy,
Mhm.
for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Right. So never trust thy enemy, man. Do you know who your enemy is? Jake don't even know they got an enemy. Nope. They just want to be fucking friends with everybody.
Jake found out the hard way he got in.
Yeah.
Not in the spirit realm, he know, but hey, he still found out now he got in.
I'm going on a boat trip with all the Edomites to an island. Fuck we doing, man? It's 2026, brother. I was talking to my dad about that shit. That boy, I'll tell y'all, brothers, my daddy, he got a strong disdain for Edomites. I ain't gonna say he don't know about the truth. Obviously, I told him some shit about it. It makes sense to him. He can't fucking stand an Edomite, man. He asked me, he said, bro, do you honestly think when you was younger and you asked me to go on a boat trip and I asked you who you going with and it was 4 or 5 Edomites that I'm gonna let you go? Fuck no. But that's where it started at. Jake don't understand that they got an enemy, man. Go ahead, bro. These people don't like you. And people hate your guts, man. And then you out there roaring out one of the Beckies? Oh,
She had to be the baddest one. That they say that would have been
yeah. Yeah, of course. Of course, brother. When they done all lawyered up, she the only one cooperating. Of course, Jake done roared out, man. They out there, they hating. Because they just can't compete.
took on that magic carpet ride. I'd like to say.
Yeah. Took a yeah, that had a saying, in the head, eyes rolling back,
Get that deep.
yeah, it's over with, man.
Toes curling.
Yeah, that's what happened. They probably heard her too. Yo, they heard it. They probably heard it and everything.
That's why they did.
We gonna kill this motherfucker tonight. Got to kill it. And then start fussing, and so on and so forth. Right? But that's because you don't understand you got an enemy though. If you knew that was your enemy, you would have never went there in the first place. Right? Go ahead though, bro.
All right, Sirach 12 and 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him.
Yep.
And thou shalt be as him as thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Yep.
And thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, least when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit by thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the least remember my word and be pricked therewith. Yeah, that was really what they trying to do. They really wanted to get her.
Yeah.
Once they got him out the way, hey, he gone now. Verse 10,
Yeah, keep going.
verse 13. Who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such that come nigh wild beast?
Yeah, that's why I don't feel bad for you niggas, man. Because we come out here week in, week out, cursing out this devil, telling you what he doing, telling you who he is, Like Elder Malcolm said, they probably scoffed on one of the pages or some shit.
Oh, you know they did.
They probably seen a came across the camp and probably started scoffing. Next thing you know, the Most High killed your goddamn son, man.
My son has white friends.
Yeah, we're gonna see about that. And my children ain't having no white friends, man. I don't give a fuck what they talking about.
Crazy about that. I realized that was Mississippi too.
Yeah,
You know they hate you down there.
and that's what was so mind-boggling to me. Fucking Mississippi, really?
I'm not trusting you.
Mississippi, anybody?
Never,
Think they bad down here?
never. Hey,
That's crazy.
hey, you coming up long, man? I can't get it worked out.
Yeah, man, we play on a football team together. I see you at practice, and that's it. Going home to regular people. Regular people, man.
Normal people.
Normal people.
I know you got that E-word in your mouth. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that nigga.
That monkey over here, boy.
Mm-hmm. Keep going, bro.
Cause verse 14. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sin, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry.
Keep going. Read it out.
An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lip, but in his heart he imagineth how to overthrow thee into a pit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, buddy, you want to come on, boat out there? 4th of July weekend. You know?
Yeah, I could.
I come. Yeah, man, we gonna have a bunch of girls. And he's speaking some real sweet with his lips. Oh, we got all the booze. You got the weed. You don't gotta bring nothing, just bring yourself. But the whole time he imagining how to throw you into a pit, man. You know? It was never meant for us to get along with those people, man. You know? Like Martin Lucifer King said, I have a dream one day that little white girls and little black girls and little white boys and little black girls, this, that, and the third. That shit was a nightmare, man. Fucking dream you having of us being intermingled with the other nations, man. Segregation was a psychological operation, man. Well, the intermixing of it, you know, having us integrate with white people because they wanted to make more money. That's what that was about.
Yeah, he was set up.
The so-called black community, we was good, man. We didn't need your white schools. We didn't need none of that shit. You know, Jake had their own grocery stores, their own different, bus system, cabs, their own businesses they was owning. It was flipping the money within themselves. They come with and we all know he was set up, right? He comes with we have to come together. We're gonna do it peacefully though. We have to get intermingled with the so-called white people. But that's a nightmare, man. They've been miles ahead ever since. And we still on the same level. Before segregation, they redline the communities. You try to get a loan from the bank to get a house in this neighborhood over here. Oh no, you ain't getting that, partner. You got to take it to a different part of the city. You see? But that's why I say, what did that last part you read?
An enemy speaks sweetly with his lip, but in his heart he imagine how to throw you into a pit.
Yeah, we'll incorporate everybody together, but we need to figure out a way that we still going to be on top of them. They still go to the so-called schools. We don't give a damn about schools anyway, but just for the sake of the edifying the camera, they still got the better jobs. They still live in the better neighborhoods. They still pay less taxes. The insurance rates is cheaper, right? They get cars at better prices, right? They get deals to get shit on better price points. Why? Because they're all Edomite.
Scripture tell you they're not in trouble like other men.
Yeah.
They don't have the same worries and things, the same lifestyle problems and stuff that Israelite man would go through. They don't go through that. They don't. For the most part, a Edomite don't have bags with holes.
Yeah.
They don't that's not something that they go through.
Jake trying to build generational wealth. They have generations full of wealth already, man.
Born credit, line 800, 900.
Yeah.
As soon as they born,
As soon as they born. Oh, gotta set up this trust fund for Jace. It's gonna be $250K when he makes 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. My big money for 16.
Yeah. So when he's ready to go to college, it's gonna be fully funded. Yeah.
We have to talk about the small heads.
Yeah, we ain't talking about JW. I'm talking about people we work with, man. Because they done inherited 3 houses. Their grandpa had a house there. Their grandma had a house there. The other grandpa had a house there. The AT had a house there. The AT had a house over there. So they just moving them houses. What you doing with that money that we struggling paying rent with? They just taking it, saving it, fixing, flipping, boom. 500K right there. Imagine that over 2-3 generations, though. You see? And you best believe they keeping it in the family.
Oh,
Yes.
You know? Go ahead, brother. They got more, right? Finish it up,
Yeah.
bro.
He was weak with his eyes,
That's a motherfucker, bro.
but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Keep going.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Yep.
And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Though he pretend to help thee. You think this nigga here for your help, man. You know? Niggas ran the sleepy Joe. Oh, he gonna change everything back. Oh, you gotta choose the lesser of the two evils. Fuck that. I ain't choosing shit. You know?
Was non-steps.
Yeah. Well, Trump gonna fix it.
Right.
Yeah, he fixed it.
They love to be from the press.
Yeah. That's why the Lord said you side his children, man. Stupid. Niggas retarded. Still going out trusting Egypt after they got burnt in the ass by Obama, man. You know? A flaming mold. A flaming mold. A flaming mold. With a husband, you know? With a husband, man. Right?
You tell somebody that, don't you?
Oh, bro.
That's fighting.
That's fight words, bro.
That's why I said
Real.
the first nigga, that's what he had.
Yeah. Wasn't the first lady. It was the first nigga, man. Why you think he did everything he did was for who? The LA, the alphabet community. Yeah, you gotta say that.
Oh, my man, the alphabet people.
Yeah, the alphabet people, man. That was one of the biggest psyops in history. Jake, well, I remember that. I was a little boy, 12 years old, brother.
Then when Jake got
Came
old and out of here,
Mm-hmm.
Jake totally got out of here then.
Brother, I'm talking about I remember the fucking voting lines being a mile long. I ain't never seen, I used to go with my people all the time to go vote. I used to like to press the little buttons in there, you know? I was a little boy. But I remember just sitting in a line for like 2 hours, brother, just waiting. Fucking line way over there where them brothers at. Just a line to get in. Not even to go vote, just to get in the door.
They don't, what's like,
Go ahead, go ahead.
now I was gonna say, they don't nigga find out later on that your vote really doesn't matter anyway.
Right.
Because the person that really selects the president is the electoral college, not the public.
See, that's the thing. You didn't do. What happened is they caught you up in the excitement of voting. So you forgot that they taught you in school. Yeah, the electoral college one that chose. I still remember that in social studies.
Right.
That's not crazy, but they'll catch you up. Hey, he's the first black president. And he's gonna say history. He's gonna make sure you guys get right.
That nigga ain't even black.
Right.
He not even a so-called Israelite, man. Israelite, a so-called black man. Nigga, a Hamite, possibly an Edomite, man.
I say he, because if he connected with them, with all the presidents, like they say, he definitely see it.
Oh yeah. You gonna give a nigga that kind of power to deal directly with the elites?
Negative.
Look at that way, bro. What happened to Navy? Navy got that.
Oh yeah.
You thought you might get away?
Well, what? Talk to the city.
The moment I remember when that happened, the moment he said that, I said, oh, he fucked.
It's over with. Boy, all kind of shit came out of that.
You can think it, but you cannot say that. Even pissed. Oh, we're gonna make the city. We're gonna make New Orleans chocolate city again. I said,
Bro.
no.
Come on.
Boy, they found all kind of shit.
All kind of shit just started coming up with that boy. That's what happened when you trust in Egypt, dude. The shadow Egypt. Go ahead, what you said, brother.
Just to back him up. This gonna go right with you.
I got one more verse on 18.
This is Sirach 14 and verse 7. And it says, and if you do it good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness.
Just back him up. Like the scripture was saying, yeah, he gonna come out and help you, but he's looking for a way to overthrow you while helping you. So you think he's helping you, but he's really not helping you. You know?
If he really did help you, it was on accident.
Right.
Any good he did, it was on a mistake, bro.
Right.
It was not intentional.
Right? It was the Lord's will and spirit to literally help you in that moment. And then him to go back to what he is.
So he gonna come back and get you. You're not gonna enjoy it, help. He gonna make sure you get you.
right? Because they're gonna have that probably in, JT, people, oh, we're sorry, we didn't think it'll go this far, and all the rest of this kind of stuff. And they trying to give you stuff and all the rest, but that's just the Lord, aiding you on your move because to get what you need to get and keep it moving. You know.
All right, that's all good. Got, one more verse. This is Sirach 12 and 18. He would shake his head and clap his hand and whisper much and change his countenance.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, yeah, I finally got you. You're gonna be like, yeah, I finally got you. I've been waiting on this day. Yes.
That slow clapping, that evil, Edomite all
God, she look like she gonna eat this pizza by them. God knows which.
Come on.
God, I'm supposed to. Oh.
Pretty. Not fucking high. Okay, she said.
I'm gonna be Edomite real quick. You know, I hear falling. That other girl, she was trying to get us to watch. He got mad.
Yeah, bro.
So if y'all want your little lady, you beat it.
Tripping, man. Well, oh shit. I appreciate escaped my mind. Y'all better something with y'all?
I go for something real
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
This is, this mainly going into the end time, but even before the end time, this is going to happen. We talked about our people trusting in, Esau, Edom,
That's what I'm
the Edomites, the so-called white man, right? And not to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's basically we seeing it with different Jakes, right? With a Jake that just got put to death, we're going with Esau to wherever he went to, the island or whatever, and he definitely doing it with Eve. You know what I'm saying? Eve will hook up with an Edomite, and he done basically dismembered him, man. So the Lord is making example out of example, man, to show the people on what not to do, And this is this is Isaiah 13 and verse 15, and it says, "And every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword." Again, this is basically going in to the end times when all hell break loose and all the rest of that kind of stuff. But the Lord is having it happen now, right? The people that is joined unto these devils, man, joined unto the Edomites, right? They're basically pledging their allegiance, making an agreement with them, a pact, right? Making friendships and bonds. Okay, the Lord is putting these people to death, man, at alarming rates, so that the elect, could basically have something to go off of, man, as far as information. Say, hey, man, look at what's coming back in the earth. Okay, you got it.
That is Luke 16 and 26. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that they which
I was gonna tell them to get that. That's crazy.
come, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that will come from thence. Yeah, but the point is, between us and them is a great gulf fixed. We can't mesh, we can't come together, we can't have peace, right? All we have is bad blood between us. That's it. A perpetual hatred between us. All right. Either we gonna be y'all slaves or y'all gonna be our slaves.
But all that kumbaya, get along, bullshit. Hey man, get that out of you thick ass skull, man. That ain't happening. It ain't going. We can't live in a society where the Edomite is in rule and we just get along and we his best friend.
No way.
No way. We can't live in a society where we are ruling and an Edomite is gonna be our best friends, man. It just won't happen that way. The Lord didn't fix it that way. Give me Genesis, the 25th chapter. You have to hold that and you hold that what you got real quick. Because we need to understand, where does this come from? Why is there such a great gulf fix? When you go into a great gulf fix, it means a great separation. It's a whole gulf in between us over here and them over there. And we just can't meet in the middle. We just can't. We gonna stay on our side, they're gonna stay on their side. All right, give me that real quick. The two nations in the room.
Come, this is Genesis 25, and
this is the history. This is why. We went into Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, Sirach, the 12th chapter, telling you your mindset, how you think. It comes from the history goes all the way back here. It goes even further. You see? Keep going, bro.
This is Genesis 25 and 21. It says, and Isaac retreated and treated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went in to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So it said, two nations are in the womb. Two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. All right. So telling you that it was two different nations. They were struggling in the womb. They was in a womb wrestling, man. You see? She walking around and she just, you know, you can imagine how it was. Like, it wasn't just like regular, you know, I got twins, they kicking. No, man. She had to go inquire, for her to go inquire of the Lord out on why in the fuck, what's going on in my stomach. You know, she was hurting, yeah. It was pain. What's going on?
Because
Go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say it's support, you know, in so many ways it's a blessing, right? Because it says she was barren. She was like, oh my, you know, I'm about to have a child.
Right.
Now I found out I'm having twins. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is not basically a good experience, man. It was hurting him.
Because it was two manner of people, man. All right, go ahead.
And it says, I'll read it again. And it says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separate from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Right. So it said one people are going to be stronger than the other, which is why we made that point last week, a week or two ago. When you put the Edomites in our situations, the things that we've been through, they wouldn't have made it, man. You know? But here we are, still here, right? Through the graces, through the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, we are still here, man. And in the same situations they in. Brothers got houses, cars, families taken care of, and they over there struggling, man. You see? But they had a 400-year head start. There's nowhere in hell that they should be living in the same neighborhoods as us. You see?
Same job.
Same jobs as us, man. You know? Because what? We the stronger people. Okay? Go ahead, brother. It said the elders shall serve the younger, right? Well, let's see who came out first.
And when their days to be fulfilled were for, so like when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Right. The first came out red all over. His blood showed forth through his skin. He had no pigment, right? Now, hold on right there. Give me the Genesis 4.
You start at verse 3.
Yeah.
This is Genesis 4 and 3. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought forth fruit of the ground and offering to the Lord. And Abel, he also brought forth firstlings of his flock and the fat thereof.
All right. So Abel, he brought what? The first fruits, man. All right. The firstlings of the flock. All right. The fat accepted a righteous sacrifice. This nigga Cain brought some vegetables, man. You know, some damn fruits and vegetables. Oh yeah. Who can make crooked with the Most High? Who can make straight with the Most High made crooked? Right? Keep going, bro.
And the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering.
Right. The Lord had respect on the Abel offering, meaning it was accepted. Okay, go ahead.
But unto Cain and his offering, he had no respect.
Yeah, he ain't have no respect for his offering, man. That's bullshit. You know? That's straight up bullshit. And you know, Cain knew what he was doing, brother. You know? Like, go ahead.
Come. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?
What you mad for? Fix your face. Why are you upset?
Mhm.
Right? Because you was taught the right way to do things,
Exactly.
but you won't come with the wrong way to do things.
Yeah.
That's the mindset of Esau. You know?
Like I said, we read it in Wisdom of Solomon in the 2nd chapter.
Uh,
That same mindset. This is where it started at, right here, man. Then your countenance gonna fall. Like, nigga, what? Why would I accept that? Go ahead.
if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
Mhm.
And if thou doest not well, sin lies at thy door.
Yeah.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
Mhm.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up.
Give me that part in the NLT. All right. Because it's gonna tell you that he basically conspired, all right, against Abel. Like, hey, let's go in the field. The whole time his mindset was, oh boy, I'm about to kill this nigga.
Say, brother,
Yeah.
no, I'll let you right
Yeah, like, hey, let's go play. Let's go out here. Fuck the whatever they was gonna do. Whatever he said, right? That's what he did, man. He conspired. Brother got it.
Yeah,
Good.
4:8.
Yeah.
Genesis 4:8 in the NLT. One day, Cain suggested to his brother,
Oh, he made a suggestion. Why would he make that suggestion out of all the things? Go ahead.
let's go out into the fields.
Uh-huh.
And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him.
Keep going.
Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, where is your brother?
Mm-hmm.
Where is Abel? I don't know, Cain responded.
Come on, bro. Now read in the KJV. After you done plotted to kill this man, the Lord asks you, hey, where your brother at? Because he know what you did.
Right.
Hey, where your brother at?
that was the prophet. They believe you gonna answer.
They right. They're not supposed to know.
That's what he said. He said, I don't know. Am I my brother's guardian?
Come on, man. That's wicked, brother.
Straight with
Straight wicked. But all because his sacrifice was accepted and yours wasn't.
Come on, if that ain't a devil, then bro, what is it?
This is basically Esau, right, in the spirit. He's basically like the first recorded murderer.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was a murderer from the beginning.
Right.
And the first of them.
and those not in the truth.
Get that from me. Let me see.
He the father of lies, and he was a murderer from the beginning.
First one, lied to.
That is. You know who that is. It's the same person doing the same thing as Biggie.
844.
Lying and murdering everybody.
This is John 8 and verse 44. It says, ye are of your father, the devil.
Yeah, and Yahushua was cursing out you wicked ass Israelites, man. And that applies to you today. You are of your father, the devil, man. The things that Esau Edom, the so-called white man, has incorporated in the world, you took the trends and you blew them out the water, man. When it comes to adultery, who's the top adulteries? Jake. When it comes to killing, who's the top killers? The murderers in the earth. Jake. I mean, they going toe for toe with Edom.
Edom still know that, and think they're close second.
Yeah,
He done learned Edom way.
exactly. You see? Stealing. Thieving. They can eat them always. What? Why? Because they adopted the ways of Esau. You see? But keep going.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
So whatever I feel like doing, whatever my flesh want to do, I'm gonna do it. Jake loved to live after the flesh. So does Edom. What they said, the ungodly said within ourselves, we ain't gonna be here long. Let's just do what we want to do. Basically paraphrasing it. All right? Go ahead.
He was a murderer from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
Yeah, he was a murderer from the beginning. And this is going back all the way to Genesis, man. You see? Go ahead. I think I'm more of
In Genesis 4 and 8, and Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they was in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. Verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Yeah. That's a smart ass response too.
Yeah.
Being sarcastic, I don't know.
Yeah. After he just slaughtered
After
the
they
man.
just killed the man, and my brother's keeper. I don't know. What's after that nigga sacrifice? I don't know.
Hey, that'll come through. Like, picture you there though. Like, picture you
Yeah, bro.
this reality. Like how we living in reality right now.
Yeah,
Picture
right.
that going down. Like, you know how evil and like the crooked that is. Like, that's crazy. That's something that's crazy.
Keep going, huh? We gotta get to something.
Verse 10, and he said, what hast thou done?
Mhm.
The voice of thy brother's blood cried unto me from the ground.
All right, so I know you killed your brother. What you gonna tell me or not? Because he actually gave him a chance to get the sacrifice right. Instead of getting the sacrifice right, he went, took the man out in the fields and killed him.
Right.
Though he go crouching, take heed. He imagined how to overthrow Dean in the pit. That's him. That's that nigga right there. You know? Go ahead, brother.
And now art thou cursed from the earth, which had opened up her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy head.
Keep going.
When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
Mhm.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
All right, keep going.
And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
Now this nigga crying. Oh Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. You killed your brother. What you expect? Keep going, bro.
Verse 14, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
Keep going.
And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him shall kill him.
So the Lord set a mark upon him, which was what? Mark of leprosy, man. Right? Took the pigment away from him. Back then, it wasn't no. You had to go all the way, skip 21 chapters ahead to show the first time somebody came out red all over.
Yep.
So if you saw Cain, you knew who that was. Or he the one that killed his brother.
Right. Yep.
The Lord put a mark on him. You see? But when you're going, like I say, you have to understand, in order to understand this truth, you have to understand reincarnation. So those same two nations that was in the womb came back again. I mean, Salagi, those same two brothers, Cain and Abel, came back again. Them same spirits as who? Esau and Jacob. Right? Now, you finished that 25 bro, right? You still holding the 27?
Yeah, I finished the 25 out. I did the 25.
Okay. Now get to 27 in about 37.
37.
For sure. Now we brought it out. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment, right? Which we believe through reincarnation that this is Cain coming back. All right. Jacob is representative of who? Abel coming back. Which, you know, you got to understand, Abel's spirit was immediately put back in a set. But that's a whole other story. The moral of the story is what? They both came back, those same two spirits, right? Cain and Abel as Jacob and Esau. You see? Now let's see what happened with the whole situation with the birthright. All right? Not the birthright, but with the blessing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna start at 34 though.
Go ahead.
Genesis 27 and 34. It says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety, with subtlety, and had taken away thy blessing.
Now, we're not gonna get into the story, right? When you get into the story, you understand that Esau sold Jacob his birthright for more sort of meat, raw meat, man. Because he was at the point, like I said, that same thing we read in Wisdom of Solomon, it goes back to that YOLO mindset. He didn't think that generations later it would come back and bite him in the ass. Or even a year or two later, you know? Or he sold a birthright already, right? So Jacob was like, fuck, I'm gonna supplant him, I'll be blessing too.
Yeah.
You know? But
Just like what he did with his king when he slew his brother. He didn't consider the consequences that would have to come out of that.
yeah.
Because they tell you he will. He talking about my punishment is too great.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like he don't consider the things. He's so carnal minded. He don't consider consequences of. He just know evil. That's it.
That's it. You just do it.
He just do it.
Say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. In the Genesis 25, obviously we know that it says that the elder shall serve the younger. But while they're having this talk amongst each other, nobody else heard it with the Lord. You know, nobody else was there. But the Lord, what he said, "Oh, you want to give away the birthright? Okay, I'm gonna make sure that this happens."
That is happening. You know? And you sold the birthright so righteously. That was supposed to be Jacob's blessing anyway.
Right.
That's why the Lord had to play out like that. You know? But you already sold your birthright. So by default, you wasn't getting the blessing, man. You know?
The Lord just gave it. This is the setup.
Yeah.
This is how you're gonna lose it.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Verse 35, and he said, thy brother came with subtlety and had taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob?
Mm-hmm.
For he had supplanted me these 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
He took away my birthright, and behold, now he had taken away my blessing.
Yeah.
And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
Yeah. So now you're crying for a blessing after you know sold your birthright. Talking about, oh, he supplanted me 2 times. No. All you had to do was wait. Have some patience. Right? But like I'm gonna keep saying, who can make straight what the Most High made crooked? You said, fuck it. You can have a birthright. I just need to eat right now. Give me that birthright. Worry about that shit. Yeah. You think I'm gonna sell my birthright for some bloody meat, man?
And it was wrong.
It was wrong, brother. Not, come on, bro. Not even cooked.
You don't do it now. TikTok, you see.
Think about it. He had time to think about everything that was going on. He said, wait, ain't nobody know I even told him in the first place. So why they even happen like this? You know what I'm saying? You know, digesting it on this content.
Keep going, bro.
Verse 37, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
So he made him Lord, man. The elder shall serve the younger. That had to be fulfilled, man. Go ahead.
Verse 38, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me,
So now this nigga crying for a blessing. All right, you gonna get it too. Good.
even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Right, and I could say, if I could say this too, because Isaac, he favored Esau more than Jacob. Jacob's mother favored Jacob more than Esau.
Yep.
You see? Which is why he even got the an extra blessing anyway. You know? Right.
But it was just so spiritual because she knew that Esau wasn't right.
Yeah.
She was like, nah, he's not right. He's not gonna, if he takes the inheritance, we all are done. You know what I'm saying? We finished, man. You take it. You take it. Go and do this. We gonna do this. You know.
She knew, man. Yeah, she even sent, she was the one that sent Jacob off, like, oh, hey, go live with Laban.
And she played a big part in that whole thing.
Like, bro, shit,
Yep.
you know? Shit, go live with him till, you know, he cooled off, right? Because we gonna show you what his mindset was. The same mindset Cain had, the same mindset in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, same mindset in Ecclesiastes 12th chapter. It's the same person, man. And they're living among us now. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And who's living by the sword, which is a representation of the killing instrument, right? Who lives by the sword, man? A so-called white man, you know? Go ahead.
And shall serve thy brother,
Mhm.
and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, and that's the times we're living in now. When he's in rulership, he's in power. He's broken the yoke off of his neck when we had him in subjection. You see, when we were on top. Now we live in a role reversal, which the role is getting ready to revert back to its original place. You know? Go ahead.
41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his
So
heart,
even after he got a blessing, he's still like, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know? It still was on his mind. He done cried, got the blessing and everything. And now he's just like, man,
still had murder on his
it still had bird on his mind.
Mhm.
You know, go ahead.
Yeah, and it says, wherewith his father blessed him,
Mm-hmm.
and Esau said in his heart,
Yeah.
the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Come out the field. Hey, come out the field with me. You think, hey, if that was played out the same way, he would have killed Jacob, man. You know? Right then and there. Read the next verse for me, Bible show.
And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah.
Mm-hmm.
And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee.
Yeah. Esau, as touching thee, good comfort himself. So that's how he coped with himself. Sitting there, you know, he probably was rocking back and forth, you know, tripping. About to crash out.
And he was,
Yeah, he had that, you know, he had that sick look. And you know what I'm talking about, man. You know, ready to kill Jacob, man. That same spirit that actually killed Abel, that was him. Cain.
he probably went out there and messed with some of the poor men.
Yeah. I know he told some shit up that day. You know? I know he told some shit up that day.
Read that in the NLT.
Read.
Yeah, verse 42, it says, but Rebekah heard about Esau's plans. So she sent for Jacob and told him, listen, Esau is consoling himself by plotting to kill you. So he was coping with what went down by plotting to kill Jacob. Like, I'm going to get him back. This is how he was cooling off. Like, I'm going to get him back by murdering him.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get the blessing back.
I'm going to get everything back.
I'm gonna get the birthright back. It's all good. All I gotta do is just kill him.
And that's
I gotta kill him.
and that's the way they're thinking now.
Exactly.
And we get rid of these, these niggas,
Yeah.
we'll get the birthright back. That's all they gotta change. He gotta give it back to us if they don't.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. That's it, bro. You know, that's exactly what they did. That's why I say you have to understand that this man is the enemy, man. You know, you have to understand that this dude, he doesn't have a inkling of a good bone in his body, man. You know, he was a murderer from the beginning, in the fault of it, man. You know, so it ain't nothing you could change. It ain't nothing you could do to change the mind of a Edomite. He's gonna rob. He's gonna steal. They need to put this fucking dog on the leash, man. That the damn dog is running around, Randy. Y'all brothers got anything?
I had a little bit more of that.
Oh yeah, that time. Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
It says, it's in the John 8:44. It says, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
Go ahead. Read it.
Yeah, kind of. So just like we're going into, man, Esau, Edom, deceiving the people, man. Right? It say when he speaking a lie, he speaking his own. Really, he's the liar. He's perpetrating that you a liar, and that's what he does, man. To be talking about him slandering his own brother.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The accuser, of our brother eventually being cast down by the way of Yahweh Shem Al Shai. Okay. Those days are there, man, and it's soon to come.
Yeah, man. So y'all brothers got anything else? Yeah. Good. Yeah, man. So, Lord willing, this camp was edifying. And with that, we're going to give all praise and glory and honor to
Yahweh by Shem Al Shai, by Shem Kakadash.
Shabbat to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace, blessings, salutations to the hopefully elect, man. Till next time, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
About the ball. 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 Come on, y'all, Shabbat.
That's right.
Shalom.
You know,